Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds with Friends. My name is Cody Leach. As always, I'm joined by Christian Garcia.
Buenos
noches. Welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys for stopping by and giving us a listen, giving us a watch. We do appreciate that. Make sure to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're on, whether that's a follow on the Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or a subscribe on YouTube. We do appreciate that. If you want to help support us, the show even more, check out patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. You can help support the show monetarily for a few dollars a month.
Yeah, we might have to get another Roadcasters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're having some issues with the old Roadcaster Pro, which kind of sucks. But, you know, that's what the Patreon helps out with, is buying new equipment. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about a hobby that I've just introduced myself to, and Christian's starting to get back into, Magic the Gathering. So we'll be talking about that after the break, and kind of, if you were interested in taking a leap into Magic and kind of seeing how that works, what you would need to, get for yourself. So we'll be talking about that later. Before we do that, let's do some nerdy confessions where we confess the things that make us nerds. Christian, why don't you start us off?
Actually, it has to do with Magic the Gathering. My nerdy confessions, I know I'm about to spend a lot of money on these, man.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to, because now they have Dungeons and Dragons ones, and I would have spent even more money at the, shout out to Heretic Games, that's where we went to go get them here in San Bruno. And I would have gotten a commander pack, but they just didn't have them for these. They had them for other sets, which looked cool. I don't remember the names. I just didn't want to spend the dollars on those, and I felt bad. I was even asking the guy, like, when are you gonna get more? Because I'll definitely come back because I want to support the shop. He just didn't know, so I'm probably gonna get it on Amazon, unfortunately.
Yeah, which does bring us to a point. If you have the option, of course, support your local game store. That's always really helpful. There's not that many of them around anymore. They used to be on every store corner. And now, because of people like Amazon, eBay, what have you, they're definitely not as popular. So if you ever have the option to, try to support your friendly local game store.
I'm really excited about opening these.
Yeah, we will be opening packs on the YouTube. So if you're a podcast listener, audio listener, this might be a good episode to check out us on YouTube. Just search Nerds with Friends. Easy enough to find. But we'll be cracking some packs, as they say in the biz. That's exciting. My nerdy confession, we'll do a quick little movie review here in the middle. Is I just watched Werewolf by Night, the new Marvel special presentation on Disney Plus, and I actually really liked it.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I was a little iffy about it starting off in black and white, and then I was like, oh, I get it. There's blood.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's how Disney Plus is trying to go around it so they can still,
be like, oh, it's not super bloody. It's mostly just chocolate syrup. But, it's kind of interesting. The thing that's kind of interesting about the show to me is that, like, it's like, I don't know who the audience is. If you're a Marvel fan, Werewolf by Night is an obscure book that doesn't really lead it. The Avengers aren't showing up. They do mention them briefly in the intro to it, but it's not a superhero show or movie. I guess it's kind of a movie, even though it's about an hour long.
Oh, it's not a show. It's not continuing.
I don't think so. I think it's just a one thing.
I was like ready for the next episode to drop today or tomorrow.
Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Because it said special presentation. I thought it was just a one and done. I could be wrong. I'm sure we'll correct ourselves next week.
That's how little we know about this show. Honestly, like, I kept seeing it pop up on Twitter and other places, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this to come out. And then I was like, oh, it came out 2 days ago. I'm behind on this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they haven't done a very good job, like, advertising it. So I think it's going to be kind of an experiment to see if there's people out there seeking that kind of stuff out. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But it was cool. It was all in black and white, so it definitely had that, like, classic horror movie type of feel to it. A lot of cheese to the different characters and stuff in it. So if you're a fan of like classic monster movies and stuff, I think this will be a good movie to you. Also, I guess a slight spoiler, Man-Thing was in it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. So one of the more obscure characters in the Marvel universe, Ted the Man-Thing. It was pretty fun, but I enjoyed it. I think you guys should check it out. It's worth an hour watch. Hey, maybe I'm wrong and it's a series, and that'd be awesome. I don't think it is. I think it's just a one-off thing, but I hope I'm wrong, and I hope there's more of it.
I really hope so, because they did a good job of like using these classic like shots and scenes from the classic horror movies and marrying it with Marvel.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it trying to be too jokey, and mostly was trying to stick to the horror theme. So I really hope they continue it.
Yeah, there's some light moments in it, but for the most part it was like monster horror type show movie kind of thing. There was some fun things like with Ted
Yeah.
the Man-Thing and stuff. But besides that, I mean, it was violent. You know, it definitely had blood and stuff, even though it was in black and white, so you couldn't really see it. But people definitely got their ears bitten off and their arrows shot in their necks and stuff like that. So
guts torn, limbs cut off, you know.
Yeah, all that good stuff, all the classic horror stuff.
I just feel like this is leading more towards, even though there's a delay now of a year for Blade, but it's definitely leaning more towards, like, they're definitely hinting at the monsters, they're definitely hinting at, you know, getting closer to the vampires.
Like the dark supernatural side of
Yeah.
the Marvel universe, which is fun. Like, I'm excited for that, to see that play into
But yeah,
the
everything
universe.
on Marvel got pushed like a year.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely everything. It fucking sucks.
Yep. But hey, we still got Black Panther coming out, right?
Yeah.
So
And then who knows
Hopefully that's
when.
good.
And then I guess Ant-Man.
yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania coming up pretty soon.
And then who knows when the rest. Because things got pushed to 2024 and 2025.
Yep. And I mean, I think it's just residual stuff from the pandemic. And then I got to think it's also some of them rethinking certain things due to the kind of abysmal reception that they've been getting to a lot of their more recent stuff. So hopefully they're taking some time to regroup and really figure things out.
Maybe they're listening too much to the MCU crowd.
Yeah.
They're adjusting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, while I don't want those guys to be of influence at all because they're all terrible, I do think it is good to have an ear to the ground and listen to what the general fan base is saying. And like even though you and I liked Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, a lot of people didn't, you know. And you know, even if we're in the minority, you know, it's then they need to think of something else. You know, they need to, you know, reconsider how they're going about it. Love and Thunder, which like I can give Taika Waititi and Chris Hemsworth a lot of leeway. And that was just not a good movie.
I rewatched it on Disney Plus, and I love Christian Bale's character.
Yeah, for the
Russell Crowe.
3 minutes of dialogue he had in the whole movie. Yeah.
Russell Crowe was also very cool.
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say, maybe it's because I love Taika Waititi so much. I'm not gonna say it was a bad movie, but
right.
You know, there's definitely better Marvel movies for sure.
Yeah, like Thor: The Dark World. Anyway, but yeah, hopefully that means they're taking some time to regroup and come out with that much better. Like, you know, you look at Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right?
Oh, when they listened and
where they actually listened to the fans of it and they're like, dude, what the fuck is this monster that you're presenting us with? And they went back and made it, and that movie turned out great. That was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I was shocked. I was like, he looks great. Now that they listened, they made him look like the original Sonic. I was like, but you know, having Sonic look like Sonic is not going to fix a movie that's not great. But it was entertaining. It was entertaining. Right.
Which would have been such a bummer if no one saw it because it looked like shit.
Yeah.
And it was actually a decent movie, you know. So it's good. It's good to listen to the fans to a certain extent. So hopefully that's what Marvel's doing. They're doing a little regroup and coming back.
Did you watch Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
I didn't actually.
You should watch it. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. Watch it because
I was a big Rescue Rangers fan back in the day, especially. I guess I was thinking of the Rescuers. I was a fan of Rescue Rangers too, But remember the Rescuers when they went down under?
Yes.
Little kid's name was Cody, so I was super into that. So
No, the one we're talking about is
Chip and
Monterey
Dale.
Jack.
yeah, Monterey Jack. He's so good. I love it. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out because I did see it on the Disney Plus. I just never watched it. Also, the Hocus Pocus 2. Haven't watched.
I haven't seen it yet. I
but-
promised a friend I'd watch it with her. So
Yeah, I've heard good things, but I mean, I wasn't super into the first one. It was fine, but that
loved it.
I've never been a big Halloween guy.
Like at all?
No,
Really?
no.
Why?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't give a shit about it that much.
Halloween's awesome. You get to dress up and you get candy.
I don't
and
like
watch horror movies.
I don't like dressing up. I'm not a huge fan of horror movies. Candy's great, but I'm an adult. I could just go buy candy.
You're probably
whenever
one
I
of
want.
those weird guys that likes candy corn, huh? You fucking psychopath.
I don't like candy corn, but I don't hate it as much as everyone says.
Circus
If there's a
peanuts.
bowl of it, I'll eat some of it. Circus peanuts, I'll eat like 2 of those.
You're a fucking freak. And
Yeah.
you're-
I'll just
trying
eat
to
them if
think-
they're there. I'll be like, do I hate these? Nah, I don't like that.
trying to think of anything else you might like. You
The
monster.
best, hands down, is Reese's though.
Oh, Reese's are good. I mean,
Like, and I'm talking those single cups, not the pumpkins, because the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter gets off in the pumpkins and any of the weird shaped ones. Easter eggs, Christmas trees, I don't give a shit. I don't want that. I just want single, individually wrapped cups, not the minis. Those are great, but the regular size cups in single package. Somehow, those always taste better than even the dual pack Reese's. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how we have that kind of stuff in our heads?
you know, I've had people recently telling me that the Halloween Oreos taste better than the regular Oreos, and they taste the same to me. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, the ones with just the orange food coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, they're the same. I was like, no, these are better. I was like,
Yeah,
they're the same.
yeah, I don't know about that.
need to
I
get
think that's really a mental thing. The Reese's thing is real.
That I can understand because ratio the chocolate to
Yeah.
peanut butter, I get. But adding
You don't have them
orange
bumping
dye-
up against each other and stuff in the package. It's nice and unjostled.
Yeah.
I like it.
Adding slightly orange dye to the cream, I can't imagine that making such a big difference.
No, exactly. Yeah, get out of here. But yeah, well, hopefully you guys have a good Halloween. This is not going to come out
No.
right before Halloween, but a week or so ahead. So hopefully you guys are coming up with some cool Halloween plans. And watching Werewolf by Night, I'd say that's a good Halloween movie to watch.
Yeah,
Or
for sure.
Halloween show. Throw that on with some friends. It's only an hour long, so you don't have to commit to a whole movie. And, it's got those creepy Universal monster feel to it. So
It has to be a show. It has to be a show.
I hope so. I mean, but who knows? I don't know that it is, but we'll find out. We can Google that, I guess.
we got computers. What are
Yeah,
we doing?
exactly. Well, anyway, while Christian does that, we're going to take a quick little break. And when we get back, we're going to be talking about Magic the Gathering, our newest nerdy addiction. And we're going to be cracking some booster packs, baby. We'll be right back. And we're back. So, what'd you find out about Werewolf by Night, Christian?
That I don't want to talk about it.
Just a single episode.
One fucking episode. That's so stupid, man.
Yeah. I do like, even though I would love to see more of Werewolf by Night, and it's not to say we won't, right? Depending on how many people view it, maybe they'll do more, right? They set up enough and they'll do more. But I do like that they might try like a one-off special like that. I don't mind that.
I mean, I guess it's just I feel like
Also, I fixed Christian's microphone. So
Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome, everybody. Now you can hear him.
I feel like Marvel has been wasting such great actors, man. Like
Yeah.
Gael Garcia Bernal, he's like,
He's good. And the chick is good too, the British lady.
yeah,
I forget her name, but she's been in stuff.
like Mads Mikkelsen and him, like they get these great actors for like one time, and then that Christian Bale, and it's like now we don't get
Yeah.
to see them again. I just hope with the multiverses, like just bring them back. I don't give a shit that if they're like, oh, he just looks the same, but it's a different character. Like
Right.
just bring back these actors.
Hell yeah. But enough of Marvel talk. It's time to talk about Wizards of the Coast, and more importantly, Magic the motherfucking Gathering. So in our previous episode, I mentioned that I, on a whim, decided to try to fill that gap of nerdy knowledge that I have where like I really didn't know much about Magic the Gathering at all. I knew the Black Lotus was big deal because we'd had people on the show talking about it, but I've never played the game and didn't know much about it, like how to get into it. And, you know, I have a lot of time on my hands being currently unemployed. So I was like, maybe I should sit down and learn how to play this game. And so I did. I mean, like, obviously I've just scratched the surface being in it for just about a week, or a little over a week, I guess I should say. But I've learned a lot about it. I'm really into it. I think it's really cool. And I've kind of learned some things. So I figured we could take this opportunity to kind of teach you guys, our listeners or viewers, about Magic the Gathering and kind of how you can get into it if you just want to try it out. And, you know, of course, we're going to crack some packs because me and Christian went to a hobby store today, and we can't leave the store without some packs. You know what I'm saying? So
dude, I have not played this game since it came out in 1993.
Yeah, so
almost
got to try to find those cards, Christian. There
I
some
know.
Good ones
I probably have some cards that are worth money. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Magic the Gathering is a trading card game. Came out in 1993. Now it's owned by Wizards of the Coast, which is the same one who does Dungeons and Dragons.
So Wizards of the Coast actually bought Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. Well, yeah, they all started off separate. I think Hasbro actually owns both of them now.
No, I think Wizards of the Coast. I always remember that it was always Wizards of the Coast, unless Hasbro bought them. And
no,
then
I think Hasbro might own them. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so it's a trading card game, and it's traditionally it is a one-on-one, versus two-player game essentially, and you take on the role of these sorcerers, these planeswalkers, who battle each other by summoning different enchantments, creatures, other planeswalkers, spells, all sorts of stuff, and you're fighting each other.
I just remember that they had names, and I don't remember their names, but I believe you're always playing one of two wizards.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's could be definitely true, but now there's been so many people, different planeswalkers introduced, you can kind of take on the role of anyone you want.
And I was right. It was always Wizards of the Coast, now a subsidiary of Hasbro.
Gotcha. Boop, bing, bing, bing.
We were both right, but I was mostly right.
Yeah, there you go. Fine. You can have that one. And so you use these cards called mana, which are like, think of them as spell ammo. It's magic that you can summon from your deck, and you tap the mana to cast certain spells. So every spell has a different cost. And by tapping the mana cost for it, you can summon it onto the battlefield and use its effects. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but that's kind of the brief overview of it.
I'm really wondering how much has changed since I played. At least when I was playing tapping, you just turn the cards and you know that those were in use.
Those are used for that turn.
Right.
Yeah. So that mechanic is still the same. And I will say, if you're interested in learning how to play Magic, by far the best resource out there is called Magic the Gathering Arena, which is a game available both on your smartphone for free or on the computer for free too, through the Epic Games gaming client. And in that game, you can start up, again, for free. Of course, it has microtransactions. You can spend a bunch of money, buy digital packs inside the game to play. But it has a tutorial section that teaches you how to play, lets you play against the computer, and it's how I learned and how several friends of mine have learned how to play. So if you're looking for an easy way of getting in without buying anything, check that out. It's called Magic the Gathering Arena. It's very easy to find on the internet. But if you want to play in person with your buddies or at a local game store, you got to kind of figure out what style of Magic you want to play. So when you played in 1993, you were playing standard Magic.
There was only
one set.
There was
right?
one set.
And so that would be a deck of 60 cards where you can't have more than 4 of one card in your deck, aside from mana. Mana, you can have as many as you want. And then you're battling each other until you whittle down 20 life off of the other player.
Yes.
Now, that is, you can still play standard, but to play a competitive standard deck, like if you're trying to go to a tournament, you're going to have to drop at least $300 or $400 on it now, is what the guy at the game store told me, which is crazy. So I don't recommend doing that. But there is a new format called Commander, which is what I've kind of delved into, which is a 100-card deck. And in this deck, you can't have duplicates other than mana. You can have duplicates of mana because you need it to use your powers and stuff. But as far as the actual sorceries and stuff, you cannot have more of one of a kind of everything. So it's a little bit harder to build that full deck. And then what's cool about, though, is it can be up to 4 or 5 players. Traditionally, I think it's 4 is what's recommended. But it's 4-player multiplayer. And you're battling, 3 other people at a time. And you can kind of like team up for a little bit to work on one guy and then betray each other, stab each other in the back. And then it's out of 40 life instead of 20. So
it's
it lasts
so dangerous,
longer.
man. I could totally imagine friendships ending like that.
100%. 100%. And so Commander deck, this is how far I've gotten into it. I actually bought myself a deck box, which is a really cool deck box. If you guys do get into it, it's called Game Genic. And it's like magnetized, and then you can pull out your deck like this. Oh yeah. Got all my double sleeved
You know
cards.
what's so crazy is like, God, I'm gonna sound fucking old, but like when Magic the Gathering came out, if Cody would have came to school with that, automatic ass beaten by the other kids growing up, like for sure. Like me and my friends, we definitely be like, that is fucking cool. Let me see it. But we definitely would have got our ass handed to us right after.
Hell yeah.
Fucking nerds today, man, have it so easy.
I know. I know.
You don't know. You don't fucking know.
Hey man, I was a nerd in middle school too. I just wasn't a Magic nerd.
But I'm just saying, like today's kids, like, like you can be into Marvel, you could be into Spider, you could be into Magic the Gathering,
and now it's like cool.
But nah, man.
Yeah, back in the day, it was a little rougher. I was just friends with everyone, so even the jocks were like, "Oh, that's cool. That Cody kid's a nerd, but he's all right."
He's all right.
Yeah,
we won't beat his ass, but his friends for sure.
Exactly. So this is a Commander deck, and this is a very special one. Is a Warhammer 40,000 deck, specifically the Chaos deck. Which is cool because it's themed after Warhammer 40K, which if you listen to this podcast, I love me some Warhammer.
Which I almost bought the Commander deck of that.
Yeah.
But I felt like kind of a fucking poser because I don't play Warhammer.
Right.
I don't know any of the fucking characters. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy and get it and not know anything about it. Which is why I went with the Dungeons and Dragons Baldur's Gate.
Hell yeah.
Although they didn't have the Commander one, but they did have the booster pack, so I bought a few of those.
Yeah, exactly. And so the easiest way to kind of get into playing Dungeons and Dragons Commander is to buy a pre-made deck like this here, which gives you a commander. That's your main captain of your forces, which this one comes with 2. One is Abaddon the Despoiler. This is kind of a display card they give you.
I was going to say, how come you don't have that in like a little...
I do. There's
sleeve.
There's an actual one of him. He's just buried in here somewhere, which I didn't. I should have left him out. But they give you like two commander choices, which has to be a legendary creature, and this guy you can pull him out and summon him by paying his mana cost. But when he dies, he goes back to what's called the command zone. So he doesn't really die. You can just summon him back, but it costs 2 extra mana every time you do it. So if he keeps getting killed, eventually he's going to be very expensive to bring out. And then the cool part about a pre-made deck is they're pretty much formulated by experts to work together in a certain cohesion. But you can also build your own deck by buying booster packs, which is what we have here today. Now, there's a couple different kinds of booster packs if you're going into a store. The set boosters are ones that have that generally have the chance of having the rarer cards in them. And every card in there, for the most part, is a sorcery, an artifact, a planeswalker. It's some sort of useful card. There's not going to be a lot of mana and stuff in these ones, which if you're just trying to supplement into your commander deck that you already bought, these are kind of the ones you want to go for. They have other boosters called draft boosters. And what a draft is if Christian and I were doing a draft and say we had 3 other guys or 4 other guys with us, we would all buy 3 packs of draft booster packs, and then we would cracking into it right now.
I can't help myself.
Can't help it. And then we would all open our first pack. I'd shuffle out the 15 cards that are in there. I would take one that I want out, and then I'd pass those 14 to Christian. He would look through them, and he would take his 14, pass them to the next guy. He would look through them, take one out, pass it over, and then we continue around the circle until that whole first pack's gone.
And then at the end, someone jerks the other one off.
Exactly.
Circle jerk.
And then we all grab our second pack and repeat the process until there are no cards left. And then we take that deck that we've formulated and play against each other.
You know, I've seen there's tournaments like that, right?
Yeah.
And
draft events.
It's frowned upon for you to take like an expensive card that you don't need, but people do it.
No,
yeah. Because you get to keep it. So you can either be that guy that's going to take this expensive card that may not be helpful to the deck, but you're not playing in the spirit of the game.
I mean, everything I've watched and read about it, that's not frowned upon. That's actually tactical.
No, like you could take like a card that's like worth like, I don't know, $100, but it may not work with like the deck you're setting up. And
absolutely.
It's just like you're just...
But you don't want the guy behind you to...
That's true too.
So there's also theme decks, as we kind of mentioned. We have Warhammer 40K. Christian got Dungeons and Dragons. I got one Dungeons and Dragons one Kamigawa one, Neon Dynasty, which is like a cyberpunk Japanese type one. So you can really find one that fits kind of your aesthetic that you want. So yeah, let's crack some packs open, Christian. You're doing that one.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself.
I'll crack open one of my
mana.
My Dungeons and Dragons ones. These
Creature.
are from the Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander Legends ones.
Artifact. Creature.
We got to read some names out.
All right, so Sky Diamond mana. Not sure. It looks like it's water, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting.
So Sky Diamond enters the battlefield tapped, and then you tap it to get one water mana.
Mahadi Emporium Master, legendary creature.
Ooh.
Cat Devil.
Ooh, a cat devil, you say?
At the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each creature that died this turn. I don't even know what that means. It's been so long.
Yeah. Treasure tokens, I think those might be specific for these ones. You can like burn them to draw a card, I think.
Ooh, Young Blue Dragon. Sorcery Adventure. Scry 1, draw a card. Then exile this card. Well, that's stupid. You may cast a creature later from exile. Flying. Ooh. 3 for 3. Not that strong, but it is a baby dragon.
I just want to have a different fairy dragon.
Another.
Okay,
mana.
got a swamp, which is just one of the types of mana types. I got OG, the Exquisite Blade, which is a legendary creature, a human monk. When OG the Exquisite enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and scry 2. Scry means you get to look at the top 2 cards of your draw deck, and if you don't like them, you can move them to the bottom of your deck. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, exile up to 1 creature you control and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. That's kinda
Oh,
cool.
I love this card. Run away together. Instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands.
Hell yeah, that's a good one. And one thing too, Christian, if you look at the little symbol here, the black ones are common cards, right? So those are your standard ones. Silver is rare, and then there's gold, which is
Which so far you don't have.
is really good, and then red is legendary. I think it is. I could have that slightly wrong. I know that gold and red are the 2, or like gold and orange. So here's a legendary creature that's a gold one for me. John Irenicus, Shattered One, a legendary creature, an elf wizard. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2 +1/+1, which is like power and defense, counters on it and tap it. It's goaded for the rest of the game and gains that this creature can't be sacrificed. And when a creature is goaded, it means it attacks each combat if available, and attacks a player other than you if able. So that's pretty cool.
Young Red Dragon. Flying. Young Red Dragon can't block. I didn't know that you can block. That's interesting.
Oh yeah. Blocking is so. If I was to attack you and I have this 4/4 guy, if you could block me with this, and you would do 2 damage. Your defense would, or I'm sorry, your 3 would do 3 damage to me, and you would die because you only have 2 health and I have 4 damage.
Yeah.
But you would block me from actually
It's
attacking
all
you.
coming back to me now.
So here's a legendary creature, 9 Fingers Keen, a human rogue. He's got Menace and Ward, pay 9 life. Whenever 9 Fingers deals damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them onto the battlefield. If you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order.
I got a couple
Here's a
legendary creatures in
here's
here.
a legendary artifact. Vexing Puzzle Box. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, put a number of charges counters on Vexing Puzzle Box equal to the result. Then you can tap the card to add 1 mana of any color. Roll a d20. Remove 100 charge counters from Vexing Puzzle Box. Search your library for an artifact card. Put the card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. That's kind of cool. And I got this Reckless Dragon Barbarian, too. Little shiny hollow card. Sacrifice him. Gives you 2 red mana. Otherwise, he's just a regular dude. So that's pretty cool. Got some cool ones. Getting golds or reds in here?
Gold Mold Folk, creature, fungus warrior, lifelink, mold harvest. 1, sacrifice another creature or an artifact. Put a 1/1 counter on Mold Folk.
Nice. That's cool. Let's take a look at him. Mold Folk. Oh, he looks gross. I love it.
And I got another legendary creature, God, Balal, Lord of Murder. As long as your life total is less than or equal to As long as your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, Balal, Lord of Murder has indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on the target creature and goad it. That sounds cool. I need to.
Yeah, that looks like a cool one. Ball, Lord of Murder. I'm opening my my Kamigawa one, which these ones are supposed to be like cyberpunk type Japanese cards, which is awesome. I think it's cool anyway. So let me put the little art card away. Oh, check this out, dude. Look at the forest mana card.
That's pretty cool.
I wish all my mana cards looked like that. That's awesome. I'll put this up again if you're listening to this on on Spotify or something, Apple Podcasts. You can't see the pictures, but we will put them up on.
Okay, I don't know why this one is not a higher ranking card, or maybe it is because there's something silver at the bottom. Elderbrain, creature, horror, menace. Whenever Elderbrain attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand. Then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. That sounds fucking incredible.
That does sound pretty cool. Yeah. Elderbrain. Well, it is a gold one. Yeah, gold's good.
Yeah, it's got that little thing at the bottom. That's why I was like, wait, I don't know why that's not ranking.
Here's a March of Reckless Joy, it's called, which is an instant, which means it takes effect instantly. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may exile any number of red cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less mana to cast for each card exiled this way. Exile the top X number of cards from your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until the end of your turn. So you can kind of choose how much it costs, which is kind of cool. Look at this Tameshi Reality Architect, a legendary Moonfolk wizard. The arts on this one is so cool. Human Samurai, Jukai Trainee. That's pretty cool, man. I like the aesthetic of these Kamigawa ones.
Here, I'll give you one to open.
Yeah, I'm down.
Burn
through these things. Yeah, Christian spent a little bit more money than I did on the Magic cards. I bought a bunch of mini stuff, which is fun. Ooh, that's a cool looking guy. That guy looks kind of like a Doomsday, right? We're gonna fish for legendaries and mythics, Christian. Oh, here's a legendary, Raphael, the Fiendish Savior, Devil Noble. Ooh, this is a cool looking boy. Here's Cultist of the Absolute. Legendary enchantment background. Looks like, oh yeah. Commander creatures you own get +3/+3 and have flying, death touch, ward. Ooh, look at this one. Human wizard. Dynahair, Evoker Adept. Legendary human wizard. Got haste, which means she can attack immediately. Pegasus Guardian. Wizard's Retort. Very cool.
I don't think I got anything good on this one.
No. How are you separating them out by type or?
Yeah, damn it! I got another stupid Lulu, the elephant thingy.
That's not bad. Let's look at Lulu the Holophant. It's a flying creature, so that's not bad. That means it can't be blocked by any non-flying creature. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each tapped creature. This is actually a good card, bro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah.
I think it's because they didn't like the drawing.
Yeah, the drawing does look a little stupid.
Legendary enchantment. Commander creature you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to other types.
Fuck yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a good boy. Costs 6 mana. That's an expensive one. So that's one thing that's kind of cool about these cards is like you'll get really powerful cards like that, which take a lot of mana to cast. But the longer you play the game, like the longer the round goes, the more mana you'll build up. So eventually you'll be able to play that big expensive one. But you also got to have like cheaper ones that you can play early on in the game. So you're not just sitting there with no blockers up to.
This looks like the game, one of the creatures you would have made by when we played the game with the guys from, oh my God.
Dice Legends.
Dice Legends.
Yeah, Saproling. Yeah, token creature. Oh, so this is a token. So sometimes people in here will summon. It'll say like you summon once you take damage, you summon so and so however many tokens. So that's what this guy is. Which it's like a what do you call it? Like a rank and file guy. All right, got a couple minutes left here, Christian. Let's burn through these ones. Let's look for expensive boys. And then we're gonna sell all these back to the game store and make our money back. Land gate creature gnome druid.
Oh, we got a Pegasus.
Gate.
Nice.
These are those gate ones I was talking about. Here's a human soldier commander. Oh look, you got 2 of these ones right in a row.
Right in a row.
It's kind of cool. Commander Liara Porter. Whenever you attack, spells you cast from exile this turn cost X less to cast, where X is the number of players being attacked. Exile the top X cards of your library. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, 2 of those. Inspiring Leader. That's always a classic one. Dwarf Cleric. Ooh, look at the art on that one. He's got his mace and stuff. Shadowheart Judicar. That's pretty cool. Hey, Guiding Bolt. It's a classic spell.
Oh, nice.
And then Alabaster Dragon. This is like old school. Can you even use these ones? Because this is like a 1997 card. It says.
Here you go. I got a gold one. John Irenicus Shattered One. Legendary creature, elf wizard. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent gains control of up to 1 target creature you control. Put 2 1/1 counters on it and tap it. It's goaded for the rest of the game, and it gains this creature can't be sacrificed. Huh.
There you go. Cool. Candlekeep Sage, Circle of Land Druid. So these are all Dungeons and Dragons themed ones, which is pretty cool. And there are like I said, the Warhammer ones are out currently, at least just in the Commander, as far as I know. But there have been all sorts of ones, and that's what's cool about it. Is the idea of Magic the Gathering is you're kind of this planeswalker who travels to different planes, finding monsters and creatures and sorceries. Ooh, look at that mushroom guy. Oh, so cool. Oh, look at this. This actually gives you a 5e stat block.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
My Condit Adult. Medium plant, challenge level 1/2, armor class 12, hit points 22. It's got Distress Spores, Fist, Pacify Spores, Report Spores. I guess you have to look those up because they're not on here. Strength 10, Dex 10, Con 12, Int 12. Cool. That's kind of cool. Here's a holographic planes thing, which is kind of cool, I guess. Marching Duodrone, Prophetic Prism, Wayfarer's Bauble. Oh, that's kind of cool. So Wayfarer's Bauble is another card from normal Magic that they just reprint to have a more Dungeons and Dragons feel to it, which is kind of cool. Jade of Orb Dragonkind, Lapis Orb of Dragonkind. No, I think Gloomstalker, Sharpshooter Elf. Dragon Shaman, Veteran Soldier, Elf Druid, Hulson Emerald Archdruid. Oh, what a badass. Creature, Human Wizard, Wizards of Thay, Manor Gate. Then look, a rabbit. Token creature rabbit.
Whoa. Packed Weapon.
Ooh, okay, so that's a warlock.
Artifact.
Oops.
Equipment. As long as Pack Weapon is attached to your creature, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life.
Whoa.
Whenever equipped creature attacks, draw a card and reveal it. The creature gets +X until the end of the turn. You lose X life whenever X is the card's mana value.
Oh, that's a mythic one, too. That's one of the orange ones. Those are the best ones.
That's crazy.
That is really cool. Wow. So the idea would be to if you're playing Commander, the one we were talking about, you can put that on your Commander, and then you can't lose it as long as you have him out, kind of thing. Huh. So cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little indulgence as we open all these decks of cards. Magic's it may seem daunting to kind of jump into it from the get-go, but there's some great videos out there, and we hope that this kind of led you into it. Like I said, I think the best way to get started is to buy a pre-made Commander deck and then go into your friendly local game store, like Heretic Games in San Bruno, which is where we got all these cards, and find out when their Magic night is and go in and talk to some people who play Magic and can kind of show you the ropes. But again, a good way to learn is that Magic the Gathering Arena on either iOS, Android, or Epic Games. It's a good way to learn, walks you through everything, and teaches you all the rules of it. And then you can start playing. So let us know down in the comments. Do you play Magic? Are you a big fan? Or are you thinking about getting into it? Or does that not appeal to you at all? Because I'll tell you what, the whole loot box thing really gets me going. I'm like, I love opening packs. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments.
Sorry, I'm hella quiet because I'm intrigued. I'm just trying to separate them and shit. Sorry.
Yeah. It's made for some great podcasting. Hope you guys, audio listeners, enjoyed us shuffling around again on YouTube. Hopefully we put up all these cards and stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think of Magic the Gathering. Are you interested in playing? Have you played before? Are you looking to jump back into it? We'd love to hear from you guys. While you're down there, like and subscribe. We do appreciate that. And, check out patreon.com/nerdswithfriends. Help fund us. Maybe if we get a couple more patrons, we'll do a draft Magic battle between the two of us. We'll buy some packs, open them, create a deck, and start playing, which is another fun format of Magic. So let us know what you think, guys. Thank you for listening every week. Christian, thanks for jumping back into Magic.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about playing, man.
Hell yeah. And to all the nerds out there, remember, you're not alone. You're with friends. This is Nerds with Friends. Thank you and good night.